Hey guys, Kate here from Emerald Minecart, and today this is a analyst video, a video where I analyze the Dead by Daylight board game, which I thought there weren't good. Like, the only videos that I thought would be about this would be like reactions to, like, you know, the images that were posted, but there's a video showing it off, so we're gonna watch this, and after that I am going to share my opinions. I'm probably going to share my opinions anyways, so let's do this. Here, let's go. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to Meeple Bits. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're
I
going
already
to
see the
tackle
back.
Dead by Daylight, the board game,
Interesting.
in this preview in advance of their Kickstarter release.
Okay.
Dead by Daylight is a game that I both play and stream, so it was really interesting that they
Plan on doing
launched
the same
a board
thing.
game, much like League of Legends did with Mechs vs. Minions.
Okay, I shouldn't be surprised that there's a League of Legends video game. Or, yeah, the League of Legends video game has recently come out, based off the famous, okay, board game, I know.
I think this one might work out well too. So Dead by Daylight, the board.
Let's see how it
a
works.
game for 3 to 5 players with a playtime of about 45 minutes.
Jeez.
Published by Level 99 Games.
Huh.
Level 99 Games also took the Shovel Knight series and Street Fighter and turned them into tabletop card battle style games.
Interesting.
So you might be familiar with their works.
If I ever make a
There
video
are going
game,
to
I
be
might
two
ask Level
models
99 to
of-
make
or two
something.
versions of
Might
Dead by
collab
Daylight
with
board
them one
game.
day.
There's a base model and then a collector's
Because, come on, who wouldn't want to play the T3M Productions official board game? Maybe one day. Okay, wait.
familiar with their works. There are going to be two models of, or two versions of Dead by Daylight, the board game. There's a base model and then a collector's edition.
Okay, quick guess. Hopefully I'm right. I don't like how he's staring into my soul. This guy's face right here is basically like the people who, like, without, like, you know, when, like, it's basically what I'm doing now. Like when a reaction channel constantly pauses and it's like, oh my god, please stop pausing the video. That is the exact reaction of those people, just saying. Although, I can't say shit because I'm kind of the same way. But anyways, yeah. My guess is there's going to be some sort of gold piece or something that's exclusive to the collector's edition. So let's do this.
It's going to follow a similar asymmetric format, similar to the video game, whereby one killer chases around 4 survivors. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into all the details of this one.
Okay.
So, 2 to 4 players are going to play as survivors. One player as the killer. It's been announced that there are going to be 7 survivors from the video game included in the base version, and a total of 17 survivors in the collector's edition.
Huh.
There's not going to be a solo mode or a co-op mode. So,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to play survivors versus, say, an AI killer.
Obviously that makes sense. You know how advanced that board game would have to be to, like, be able to have versus AI? Like, I guess you could have, like, unless you're friends with, like, some sort of engineer who could make like a robot arm that could play against you, then yeah, you can't really get that into the game. And also, I'm kind of curious if, like, they'll have, like, the licensed characters or not, because to be honest, it would be cool to, like, get the licensed characters, but then again, I doubt it's going to happen. Continuing on.
For example, or one killer versus AI survivors. How the game is played, or a little bit, I guess, the details. Each survivor has a unique ability, and you're going to have suggested loadouts on your player board.
Okay.
These are fully customizable like the game, using tokens for perks, which is in the advanced variant rule set.
Advanced,
so
eh?
in the video game, a survivor gets to pick 4 perks as their loadout to sort of modify their playstyle a little bit. So it sounds like we're going to get a bit of that also in this one. Killers too get a unique ability, such as slowing down survivors' movements, throwing survivors around the board, that sort of thing.
Wonder how many
So
killers
it's been
there will
announced
be.
that there are going to be 6 killers in the base version, and all non-licensed killers to the all-kill chapter in the collector.
Okay, so that answers my question.
That's going to mean that you're...
Okay, so sadly no licensed characters. Kinda sucks, but then again, licensing is kind of a bitch to deal with, so there's that.
You're not going to get Freddy, you're not going to get Myers, you're not going to get Ghostface, you're not going to get any licensed killers. But what you will get is roughly what looks to be 16 killers.
Okay.
Trapper, Hillbilly, Wraith, Nurse, Huntress, Hag, Dr. Clown, Legion, Spirit, Plague, Oni, Deathslinger, Blight, Twins, and the all-kill chapter, Trickster. In the base version, there's going to be 2 maps included, Macmillan Estates and Autohaven Records. These 2 will also be in the Collector's Edition, along with 2 unnamed maps.
Huh.
How the game is played. Players are going to move between locations on the map, represented by spaces on the board, by playing movement cards at the start of their turn, which act as different movement speeds, such as sprinting, or walking, or crouching. Some spaces on the board do have breakable walls for the killer, so
that looks really interesting.
creating different pathways that both sides can use. Other areas are going to allow movement in only a single direction. This represents sort of a survivor dropping pallets or vaulting in different locations.
Oh, that's interesting.
Survivors are going to take their turn before the killer, who then must anticipate the survivor's movements, but has a greater number of movement actions to make up for the bigger group.
Yeah.
If they do not move on their turn, they cannot interact with objects. So that definitely differs from the game, where there is a stealthy element to the game where you might want to hang around in an area where a generator is if the killer hasn't found you. But in the board game, they wanted to try to keep everyone moving and on the run all the time. So each location on the board, so each location has what are known as props or prop tiles, and they get revealed as players enter that location. Props are going to include items. They're going to include things that help you hide, fend off the killers, like lockers or even other survival tools, maybe like toolboxes or med kits or the like.
Okay.
Props in the objective category help progress the survivors towards their victory condition, which is repairing generators.
I'm sorry I'm not saying that much. I'm just taking all this in.
The killer also reveals props.
Still confused.
And has the ability to damage survivors and by kicking the gens or destroying different types of objects. Survivors must roll the dice to reset those generators, and on a failed roll of 1 out of a 6-sided die, it grants the killer blood points. So it's like,
to be honest, it would be funny if after I was thinking how the whole generator thing would work, but it would actually be funny if you got snake eyes, then that would count as a fail. So that'd be funny.
Missing a skill check on a generator, I guess. These blood points are used for the killer to perform more powerful actions.
And also, the reason why I haven't played Dead by Daylight recently because I'm not really great at it.
4 gens need to be restarted completely to allow the escape condition and win for the survivors. All survivors win or lose together. So this is different from the game, in which some survivors may escape where others have died. In the board game, there is no permanent death. So again, all survivors are going to win or lose together.
Huh.
The killer must catch and sacrifice the survivors to achieve their victory. Interacting with a survivor on a space is going
to... that basically means if, you're playing this and one of your friends is, absolutely terrible. So if that friend loses, all of you lose. That sucks.
You wound them. So if you share a space with a survivor, they get a wound. That's the first hit in the game. A second space where you've then occupied it with an injured survivor is going to then result in a capture, so downing and then picking up the survivor. And similar to in the game, killers then need to carry those survivors from where they downed them over to a hook.
Okay.
With each hook survivor granting a victory point at the end of the turn.
Huh.
So there's no permanent death, as I mentioned, so instead, players would simply miss a turn while they're sitting and waiting on the hook to be saved.
Yeah.
Instead of a wiggle meter in the game to break out of the killer's grasp, survivors are going to struggle by rolling a die. Based on the distance from where they were picked up to the nearest hook, which grants them the ability to escape before being hooked. So those are all the primary details of what's going to be in the different versions and a little bit of how the game is going to be played. Both versions are going to hit Kickstarter on March 20th.
Of course the Collector's Edition is $100.
Being launched for $50, and the collector version...
I'm pretty sure that's like a necessary requirement for Collector's Editions, for them to be like $100 or around $100.
With the collector's edition adding additional miniatures for the generators and hooks. And
Okay, I feel like the miniatures, like the pieces, those are probably going to be like sold on eBay or something. Which, if they are, nah, then I'm buying them. Because to be honest, these look pretty good. I wouldn't mind putting those on my shelf.
on the hooks, there's going to be holes where you can literally hook the survivor on the hook. It's expected to finish its Kickstarter, be shipped, and released in October 2022. So
Okay, that makes sense.
ahead of Halloween is their goal, with a retail version hitting store shelves at the same time.
Huh.
So these are all the known details for now, guys. I'll bring you anything new that may pop up in advance of the Kickstarter. Otherwise, we can all enjoy it when it gets launched on March 29th.
Wait.
Bring you anything new that may pop up in advance of the Kickstarter. Otherwise, we can all enjoy it when it gets launched on March 29th.
March 29th? That's like 8 days after my birthday. Huh.
Now, I guess a couple aside comments. I wonder how they're going to implement the pure toxicity of both survivors and killers from the game into the tabletop version. Is there going to be a way or a card to where survivors can teabag the killer? Or is there going to be a face cam action so that survivors couldn't be saved?
Just imagine if like a Halo board game gets released and there's just like this. It's a card that's like it's very optional. You don't have to use it. But it's basically where, like, you can just teabag your opponent. Like, there were, like, cards called taunt cards, and one of them was teabagging. That would be funny. That would be, oh my gosh.
I don't know. Listen, I'm only partially joking about that, but it does exist. And then the all-powerful, of course, Dead Hard card. I can only imagine it's going to be in there. So that'll do it for this one, guys. If you do have any questions about the game, please leave a comment down below. I'm happy to answer them as best as I can. Until then, if you've enjoyed the video, I do appreciate the support. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, until next time, everyone, thanks so much for watching.
Okay, so that's everything. So sadly, I don't think the Collector's Edition will have anything special in it, so yeah, but hey, if you want to get more killers, then you know you can do that. So yeah, so again, I'm not going to be getting this board game because obviously you need people to play it. I don't think my family would want to play with me, and also just it's one of listen, I don't mind board games, but there are just some board games that when I take one look at them and look at the gameplay, I'm just I'm not. The board game that the Dead by Daylight board game seems to be isn't really one that I think I would play, but hey, maybe one day, like if I ever move out and I have a group of friends over who are also familiar with Dead by Daylight, might play it. But yeah, so looks interesting. Hopefully there is a trailer that shows everything off, hopefully. And hey, maybe the collector's edition might be given like some extra little goodie, like maybe like a special art card signed by the developers, or maybe a golden trapper miniature or a golden Dwight miniature, or like one of there is an extra version of one of the miniatures where it's golden. Or hey, maybe there might be a version where all of the miniatures are painted golden, and it's part of like some sort of limited release or some sort of giveaway. Because hey, behavior, if you want to use that idea, just credit me, maybe add a killer based off of a blue Spartan from Halo, or maybe make a Tokusatsu themed killer. That would be pretty cool. Just saying. Okay, but anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all guys later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye.